AI is everywhere. Companies are rushing to put AI into every product they own. And to an extent, AI can be really helpful. However, it's not the silver bullet that many companies think it is. It takes caution and a balanced perspective on this emerging technology to both get the most out of it while avoiding the pitfalls. In this video, we're going to look at the Microsoft 365 Copilot. This is both a free and paid version of Copilot from Microsoft Office, and we'll look at the paid version, which is everything it offers. To be clear, the term Copilot is now a generic one that means an AI put out by Microsoft. Different Copilots have different purposes and capabilities and aren't really connected. The one we're talking about focuses on the Office suite. Now, to be clear, this is not a comprehensive review. This is a look at what it looks like to use the AI and is it valuable. So here I have Copilot. And yes, I paid for this. I paid $30 a month just to see if maybe the paid version would be better than the free version. And spoiler alert, not really. But let's look at the paid version because this is the pinnacle of what it offers right now. And this is June of 2025. So this will change in the future. But for right now, let's look at what it does. Now, the reason I got this is because I work on PowerPoints to set up courses. So here's a PowerPoint sample that I would get. Now, this is just a sample, but this is what I'd get from my designer. They say, hey, here's your design. And what I do is notice we have the, copy templates from down here and put the finished ones up here. So I would take like this, I would copy this, paste it up here and say, okay, this is the course introduction, or this is section 1 or section 2. And then I have my lessons. I can have, topic slides or then homework slides, or content slides or homework slides. And I just take this from my designer and I create my own PowerPoint out of this. So I have an outline in OneNote that I would then create the PowerPoint based upon that outline. Now that can be quite tedious. I have the outline. Why can't I just say, hey, create these sections? And so that's what I'm going to walk you through doing right now. So this is a PowerPoint. It's in OneDrive. So it has been synced up to the cloud. We'll do it in here as well. But first, let's come over here and do it inside of what really is Teams. But this is, again, showing off that it says work or web. It's focused on work, which means it knows about all of my work documents. So let's ask it some questions about that PowerPoint you just saw. And again, let's just show off what this PowerPoint is. You can do a quick count on the left here. I mean, we have it numbered out for us, 1 through 7, right? So let's start real simple. I want to know how many slides are in this deck. How many slides are in this PowerPoint? I'm going to paste in the actual link to that PowerPoint in OneDrive. So it knows it's on SharePoint, so it knows where it is, and it says it contains 9 slides in total. 9. Now, again, this is the actual PowerPoint. Do we see the difference here? Let's ask it, please tell me what is on each slide. Okay, here's a breakdown. And it gives us 9 slides. Now let's look. We can kind of go through this. We've got Aspire, that's the kind of the course card. That's the course title slide. That's number 1. Cool. Number 2 is the instruction slide. Yep, that's cool. Number 3 is course introduction. Yep, that's right. Number 4 is title slide. I don't see a title slide. Number 5 is lesson 1. Okay, we're back on track, but we're now off by 1. Number 6 is numbered lesson slide. I guess that's this one again. So we now have 2, and then we have content slide A with subtitle. I'm not sure what that means, but okay, maybe that's this one right here. And then content slide B, no subtitle. That probably means this one. So it's probably saying this is a subtitle, even though it's not. But okay. And then number 9 is the homework slide. So it's got 2 slides extra that it just hallucinated. Now, Let's ask it, let's say, I only see 7 slides in that presentation. And it's going to look, it's going to think, and what it's going to do is now it's going to actually look at this document, which is weird because it looked at the document before, because it knew a lot of the stuff from that document. But now it says, you're absolutely right. After analyzing the actual file, what was it analyzing before? The PowerPoint presentation contains 7 slides, not 9 as initially estimated. And here's the breakdown for each slide, which this breakdown is pretty awful, but at least it lists the 7 slides in what looks like a correct order. You can also download the summary here. The summary is horrible, but okay, I guess. And also, let's look at, it says slide 1 is empty or contains only background elements. Well, it's an image, okay? And down here in the slide notes, it says course title slide. Didn't capture that. Slide 2, it says notes for formatting. So it grabbed those and instructions, which, okay, it got the instructions. Number 3, it's all over the place, but at least it got the information, but it's not really understanding the slide. Okay, whatever. That's just asking a basic question. Let's go a little further. So again, knowing what I do would be to grab slide 3, which says section 1 course introduction, and I'd paste it up above here. And I would say, okay, now let's modify that newly pasted slide to say something like, oh, I don't know, configuration is section 2, right? So let's do that. Let's tell it I want to copy slide 3 and paste it below slide 1 and rename course introduction to configuration. So please copy slide number 3 and paste it below slide number 1. Please then rename the newly pasted slides text to say configuration instead of course introduction. Please also change the section number from section 01 to section 02. Okay, so I've asked to do a fairly simple task. Copy one slide and paste it, and then do some work on it. And I've been very, very clear on what I expect it to do. Okay, so now here's the download the updated PowerPoint file here. Like it's not actually modified this file. But okay, maybe I can click on this and it will, open a new file, which this is a new file, and that's what it did for me. That's what it did. First of all, it didn't modify the PowerPoint in place. Okay, maybe it doesn't like doing that. I get it, kind of. I don't, but I get it. But this is what you got out of my instructions. This. Okay, first of all, it did not copy slide 3, which was this one. Second of all, this is a weird, funky, I think it's a smiley face. But it didn't rename section 1 as section 2. It didn't change course introduction to configuration. And it just made this looks like an oval, or maybe it's a database symbol that's stretched out, but then put a smiley face on it. Like, this is ridiculous. How could this ever be useful in business? I don't see it. Now, maybe it's because I'm using Microsoft Teams, right? Maybe I shouldn't be using Teams for this. Maybe I should be doing it right in the document. So let's do that. Let's go right to the document. And in fact, let's bring Teams back up here. And I'm going to copy this exact prompt. Okay, so prompt copied. I'm going to open up Copilot here. And once it opens up, now see, it says things like add a slide about is one of the examples. All right, so it knows about doing this. So let's tell it the exact same prompt. Please copy slide number 3 and paste it below slide number 1. Please rename, and so on. Okay, same prompt. Let's see what it does. It looks like you want to make a change to your presentation. Unfortunately, I cannot perform any presentation-related commands such as copying slides, renaming text, or changing section numbers. However, I can help you with other tasks related to your presentation. Okay, so it says up here, add a slide about, but down here it says, I can't change your presentation. So which is it? Because again, this is the same license as I was using in Teams, but I have found that this one doesn't say work or web. And I'm wondering if it thinks I'm on the free version versus the paid version. But I have also found that this will make changes sometimes. So let's get a little more creative in our prompting. So let's do a new conversation. It's often best when you have a problem to restart and see if you can get it to retry. Now let's say, please copy slides, slides 3 to 6 and paste them below slide 1. We want to use these slides as the template for a new section in our PowerPoint. Okay, let's just see if it can do that. Copy and paste. I understand what you want to do, but I can't do that. Okay, I'm unable to make a change to your presentation, which is fascinating because earlier it was making changes in my presentation and then telling me when I asked to undo those changes, it says, I'm sorry, I can't undo those changes. So it's really inconsistent on what it even thinks it can do. Let's just click on this. Please add a slide about the impact of traveling. The exact prompt it asked me to do. Okay, guess what? It just modified my presentation. So it may have changed my presentation even though it said it couldn't make a change to my presentation. So now I'm going to say, please add a new section header slide after slide 1. And see if it'll make a modification. And there we go. Is this after slide 1? Well, I mean, technically it's after it because it's slide 5, but no, it's not. And it's called new section header. I not understand. Now let's please undo that change. I understand you want to undo the change of adding a new section header slide after slide 1, which it didn't do. However, I'm unable to make changes to your presentation directly, which is interesting because it made a change to my presentation directly. But now I can't undo that. In fact, if you go to the undo menu, you'll see Copilot actions. You can undo those Copilot actions. So I could physically do it myself, but that's not the point. And so when I'm looking at Copilot, I'm looking at what it thinks it's doing versus what it's actually doing and how it's trying to do the work. I don't see the value in this at all, to the point where I would say don't open Copilot at all or ask it to do anything, because it'll more likely hallucinate or do something bad. And if you're not careful and it's auto-saving, you could save this stuff in your document and not even realize it made these changes. So let's clear this. And let's just say how many slides are in this document. I should get that right. Okay, 9 slides. Cool. So it actually can count and actually sees the number of slides, which again, being fair, when you're in the document versus looking at on the web, maybe it's or through the OneDrive link, maybe it's a little bit more intelligent. It's not doing caching or something like that. So that may be why it counted wrong before. But let's undo these 2 changes and let's clear this out and say how many slides are in this deck. 7 slides. Okay, so it's actually seeing it when it's in the document, which is better. So if you're going to do something, do it in the document, not talking about a document. If you ask it to summarize a PowerPoint when you're not in the PowerPoint, it's not going to be nearly as good as if you're in the PowerPoint. That's a big deal because you don't want to say, hey, I just got an email that had this PowerPoint. Can you summarize what the PowerPoint said? Because it will summarize it and just do it wrong. And it's going to be close enough, as we saw, where it was saying things that were actually in the PowerPoint, but it was just adding 2 extra slides. And it wasn't really clear. It's kind of subtle how it added those slides. If you had 100 slides, would you know that it made 2 of them up? Probably not. Okay? Because I have 7 and I'm counting, I actually know. So these are the things when I look at Copilot, I was looking at it as, hey, let's do the repetitive work that I need to do. I need to copy this. I need to paste it up here. I need to say section 02, and I need to say configuration. Like, okay, based on my outline, that's what I'm going to do. And that's where AI, I think, really needs to find its value, is in saying, oh, you have an outline and this is the pattern you want to follow? Not a problem. I can do that. I can create all of your section documents based upon your outline. And I can even rename all the section numbers so that they're all in line. So if later you go, ooh, I should add a section about this in the middle, it could renumber them all. Like that, those are the kind of things that are just busy work that AI should be good at. But based upon my usage of the Copilot AI for M365 specifically, it's not worth it. In fact, I would encourage you not only don't buy this, I would encourage you don't even open Copilot at this point. It's not ready. And if you're not careful, it will make more of a mess than any value it might add. Now, you might find that in certain circumstances in Excel or Word or something else, it might add more value than it's doing currently in PowerPoint. But for my needs and for what I'm showing off, it's just not, it's not only not worth it, it shouldn't even be in the product yet. This is early alpha days, not even beta. Okay, so those are my thoughts. I think that AI has a big place in Office. And again, I think that there's some really valuable things it can do, but it's just not ready yet.